Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Bob Dillard pregame show. I'm your host, Tommy Bryan. You've been watching the Lebanon High 9th grade football team play Gallatin. Stay tuned for Lebanon and Warren County football. This program is brought your way by Fakes and Hookers Porter Paints, Aflac's regional headquarters, Hayes Mirror and Glass, Joe Hayes, Lebanon Mayor Don Fox, Lebanon Heating and Air Conditioning, Don Bennett and James Parkerson. We're going to go to some highlights of last week's game with Gallatin. Coach, last week with Gallatin, a lot of back and forth, ebb and flow of emotion. Here our defense gets a big play and puts the stop on Corey Malone.
Right. This is one of the times they tried to throw the football on us, and Ryan Alls gets a good pass rush along with a couple of other of our guys, and we drop him for a big loss.
On offense now, we hit Bo Grissom in the flat, and Reeder does a good job of buying some time.
Right. He gets some pressure and rolls to his right, and Bo just turns it up the sideline and makes a great catch, and takes a good lick out of bounds, but bounces right back up, and he's ready to go again.
Now back on defense, Ryan Alls with a lot of pressure on Corey Malone here on the ice option.
Right. This is going to be where they fake the ice, and the quarterback keeps it, and Alls comes through and gets a hand on his legs and drops him for about a 3-yard loss.
And what a play here. Chris Stafford gets the field position turned around for the Blue Devils as Gallatin kicks off to Stafford, and he does the rest.
Right. We kick it to Chris. It's just for the half, and he breaks it back toward the middle of the field, and then he cuts back across the green and gets a big kickoff return. And there's nothing like a big play in the kicking game that'll swing the momentum of the football game back on your side. And that's what Chris did here with his big kickoff return.
And he got a concussion not shortly after this, and it's a shame we couldn't have him more in the football game. Here, Reeder on the option gets a good game for you, Coach.
Right, he does. They were playing the pitch, and Reeder does a good job reading the end here. He cuts it up inside and picks up about 10 yards for us.
Here's a play you put in during the week. You clear out with a tight end, and Cherry comes in behind.
Right. This is Coach Hutto's play. He put that in early in the week, and we ran it, and it worked just like it was drawn on paper. Did a good job in executing there.
And when Brooks gets down around the goal line, he's a handy receiver.
He has good hands.
Jade Sellers gets the football, and here goes the sweep.
Right. Jade, we're running 47 sweep to our slot, and Jade cuts it back to the right and breaks 2 or 3 tackles, and he's just within a hair of breaking this thing all the way. And it's just a good effort on our offensive line and a good effort by Jade running the football.
A good block at the point of attack by Joel Griffin. I remember Griff was in the slot on that play and got a good block at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Here the football goes on the sideline to Brooks Cherry.
Right. We throw a 41 boot pass here to Brooks. We hit him on the out for a first down, and this was a big point in this drive, and it's a big first down for us.
Once again, we give the football to Sellers, and he breaks it outside.
Right. This is a belly play, and this should have been a touchdown to begin with, but they spotted on the 1-foot line, and Jade does a good job running here, but that should have been a touchdown.
Reeder does the rest on the very next play.
Right. When we get down that close, we don't want to take a chance on having to take the football and hand it to somebody and take a chance on an exchange problem, so we just let Reeder run it in on the sneak.
We go with a wide formation, and we get the football out on the sideline to Elliott Carson.
Right. We run what we call wheel ride, and Elliott runs the down, out, and down route, and Reeder does a good job getting him the football. And Elliott's just one man away from breaking that. That guy's hanging on by his fingertips.
Here is one of the great plays I've ever seen. Elliott just takes the football away from the Gallatin defender.
Yeah, he does. That should have been an interception. But Carson just goes up and takes the football away from the guy, and Reeder does a good job biding some time and rolling to his right and taking on some pressure, and he lays it up for Elliott, and he does a good job wrestling the football away from him.
It looked like Carson may have hit his head on that flagpole in the end zone. He's kind of rubbing his head after that.
I think he did.
Coach, an emotional roller coaster in that Gallatin game. Incredible highs, incredible lows. We come out on the losing end of a 30-20 score. That score not indicative of the way our kids fought from the starting whistle to the final gun.
Well, you know, our guys played hard, and we went over there, and in the past we've been intimidated because that was Gallatin that we were playing, but that wasn't the case this time. We went over there and fought those guys tooth and toenail, and it winds up 30-20, but, you know, it's 23-20, and we've got the football on about the 25-yard line with, you know, about 3 minutes to go in the ball game, so it's a lot closer ball game than the score indicates.
Gallatin's kicking game turned out to be such a big factor in the football game. They have some good returns, and they kicked 3 field goals, and they hadn't kicked 3 field goals all year.
Right. You know, they hadn't kicked 3 field goals. They hadn't kicked a field goal all year, to my understanding, and they wind up kicking 3 against us. So, you know, they beat us in the kicking game.
This week we're getting prepared to play Warren County. That's the game the folks will see here on the replay in just a few moments. Warren County comes in a football team that's 1-6 on the year, 0-5 on the league. They haven't won a football game in a month, but anytime you line up and play somebody in this region, you know, they're dangerous.
Yeah, that's true, and Warren County has always played us tough. You know, every year it seems like that it's been a dogfight between us and Warren County, and of course, everybody that has followed us knows what happened last year with them carrying us into overtime up there at their place and that type of thing. So, you know, we don't have any room to rest. We've got to come back and get ready for another war this week.
Well, this game, to my feeling, is just like a playoff game,
sure
because this game's going to determine whether we're able to get in or not.
Right. This game, from the standpoint of us being in the playoffs in November, is a whole lot bigger than the ball game we played last week. If we want to be in the playoffs, we've got to beat Warren County.
Looking back a year ago to playing Warren County, our fumbles and turnovers kept Warren County in the football game.
Yeah.
We do not want to let these guys up off the mat tomorrow night.
No, it was 13-0, I believe, last year at halftime, and we came out the second half. We just never could put them away, and then we made a couple of mistakes. We fumbled a punt and got them some good things happening to them, and then they just got on a roll, and we couldn't stop them, and we were fortunate enough to come away with a win.
6'2", wide tackle 6 look on defense, maybe some man-to-man coverage in the secondary. To your average fan, it might mean throwing the football some.
Yeah, well, we're going to, you know, anytime that we play somebody that puts a lot of people on the line of scrimmage, it makes it tougher to run the football. So hopefully we can have some success throwing the football early and loosen them up some and help our running game out.
Defensively, offensively, they'll run the I formation. They'll run the pro set, and they'll go unbalanced line some and try to run the sweep.
Right. They've got good people on offense. Their quarterback is back from last year, and he did a good job last year, and he has all year long, or at least what we've seen on film. And their tailbacks, they run 2 back there, and both of those guys do a good job back there. So they've definitely got some weapons.
Coach, let's take care of business and get Warren County out of the game early.
Well, we hope to do that, Tom.
Okay, good luck to you and the Blue Devils. Stay tuned for that Lebanon-Warren County football game. The Bob Dillard pregame show has been brought your way by Fakes and Hookers, Porter Paints Decorating, Aflac's Regional Headquarters, Hayes Mirror and Glass, Lebanon Mayor Don Fox, and Lebanon Heating and Air Conditioning, James Parkerson and Don Bennett.
Glennis Videos, in association with Lebanon Cablevision, presents Lebanon Blue Devil Football with your announcer Tommy Bryan, play-by-play by Sam Axley, statistician Terry Stafford, and your on-the-field reporter John Bryan.
Noakes Lassiter Field is the side as the Blue Devils look to bounce back after their loss last week against Gallatin. The Warren County Pioneers are here, and it will be the Blue Devils and the Pioneers. After we take this break, we'll be back with the starting kickoff.
Line Judge Neil Hughes, umpire Gilbert Nave, linesman Mike Hammondtree, and the back judge Jeff Jennings. Here's Gary Eakes for the toss of the coin.
And listen to us, okay? So work hard, okay? You're the visiting team. Who's going to call it? In the air. If I drop it, we'll toss it again. It's an Eisenhower dollar. I'm going to catch it in the air. He called heads. It's a tail. You have won the toss.
Blue Devils have won the toss.
Want the football.
And they want the football.
way will you kick? Defend the scoreboard. Would you stand over here, please?
Warren County Pioneers lost the toss. They will defend the south end of the end zone. The Blue Devils will receive. So we're ready to get this Region 4 5A contest underway. Back up to you, Tommy.
Thanks, John. Tommy Bryan, Sam Axley, Terry Stafford, John Bryan bringing you the tape delay replay of Lebanon and Warren County, coming to you a few moments late this Saturday morning because of the Lebanon-Gallatin 9th grade football game you've just been watching. Lebanon comes into this game with a record of 5-2 after last week's 30-20 loss to the Green Wave of Gallatin. Warren County checks in. They've had it rough this year, folks. Warren County's 1-6. They've lost 4 in a row. They stand 0-5 in the region. Lebanon 4-1 in the region. Setting the stage for this one tonight, this game has been classified as a must-win football game by the Lebanon coaching staff. Coach Bob Dillard not taking this football team of Warren County lightly at all. He says this is a game we have got to win in order to get back to the playoffs, and Lebanon wants to go to the playoffs for an 8th straight year. Lebanon dressed out in the blue home jerseys, white pants, white headgear. Warren County dressed out in the silver pants, white jerseys, blue helmets, blue numerals with red trim. Warren County coached by Franklin Fisher. He's got a record of 7-30 over 4 years. Bob Dillard, head coach of the Blue Devils, in his first year as a head coach. Of course, his record 5-2. Deep to return for Lebanon High School will go Joel Griffin. He of the quick feet. He's run 2 of these things back this year. Kicking it off for Warren County will be Shane Mills, a senior. And here with the play-by-play call of tonight's Lebanon-Warren County game.